What's up, King? How are we feeling ahead of this one?
You done got yourself a beard now and shit? Okay.
Finally hit puberty.
Yeah.
First of all, talk to us about the emotions heading into this one. It's a big card. It's back in Las Vegas. You fought here 100 times already. Talk to us about the emotions heading into fight week.
The emotions. Interesting. I don't got emotions, you know? I'm not afforded emotions, bro. Like, I've been in this industry like 12 years. I done seen everything. I know how this shit run, you know? And if I had emotions, trust me, y'all have been out of here, you know, with emotions. I just understand the way the world works. And you just kind of got to go with the system, you know? I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm talking in code. And if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't.
Well, I feel like if you know about the world, or certainly about the fight world, you know that sometimes you see veterans paired up against these guys that they like to see cooking, and they kind of want to pair them off and see, can the young guy beat the veteran? Do you think maybe that's the case on Saturday night? They got a young guy they're interested in and seeing what he can accomplish?
Yeah. They're trying to see what he can do, you know? You're kind of getting somewhere around you're getting warm. But we're getting in there. We're getting there.
I feel like you don't really need any motivation to come and feel like you want to prove something to the world and show people how skilled you are. But when, you know, they had the Paddy fight, same sort of vibe, right? When do you think maybe like, oh, they're kind of trying to build someone off me? Does that make you want to come in here and be like, no, reminder, I'm still at the top of the game?
Yeah. I'm just a contract killer, bro. I'll be at my house, you know, and they'll call me and say, hey, we got a contract for you. You know, go out there and fulfill your obligations. Do what you need to do. And that's all I'm doing, simply.
Obviously, we've had the name change King. It's been around for a while now. But, you know, it used to be Bobby King as the nickname Green. Do you have to get a new nickname now that your name is officially King? Are we going to be King Bobby Green now, or how do we make it work?
I fucking don't know, bro. I don't fucking know. Be honest, it's like I got into it with like a lot of dudes in my hood. And we was a bunch of black guys in a circle. And I go, hey guys. Because if you tell a black man he's not a king, he'll look at you crazy. He might even punch you in your face, you know? And we feel like we're naturally kings. And I'm like, I don't agree. I feel like if you're going to be a king, you got to have a castle, you know? Where's your castle if you're a king, you know? And so that's like, and they're like, oh, well, I have a house that I'm renting, you know? I'm like, no, that's not yours, you know? And even a mortgage, it's not yours until you own it. I know we got to still pay property taxes and they can still lose it, but blah, blah, blah. My name's on it and it's mine, okay? And so I own it. And so that's what I was explaining to them. Is like, hey, we're not kings until it takes certain things to be a king. First of all, you need to be good at heart, you know? A real good dude, real solid and truthful and honest. You're willing to help people and take care of a village. I took care of so many people, you know? Helped so many people. And then top of that is having that castle to show the people that I earned this, you know? And so that's the reason I changed my name. Is just, I want to do something different. And some people call me Bobby. Some people call me King. I don't give a fuck, bro. It's just like, it's just for shits and giggles. Who cares? I don't care.
Not to get too deep on this, but you say about you take care of a lot of people and stuff like that. Sometimes we see in combat sports, you know, guys take care of everyone around them, and slowly but surely those people take advantage or they take it for granted. Do you ever have to stop yourself and be like, well, I want to look after these people because they're appreciative, but I have to make sure that I'm not ever giving too much to too many people?
Yeah, exactly. It's a funny game with people, you know, especially when they think you got some money. You know, everybody got an issue and you're the one that can fix it. And so it's a real funny game and seeing between love and not love. And sometimes that's real hard to see. You think everybody loves you, but you start finding out as these roads get dark and stuff, you know, everyone's looking out for everyone else, you know. We're all looking out for ourselves.
Best of luck on Saturday, man.
There's a few in front of you. You made a lot of headlines when you were on that podcast defending Anthony Smith and just a lot of the veterans of this game. I'm just curious, do you feel like the fans in general, because I've asked this question to Cub Swanson, I asked this to Anthony, and you know, they said, you know, there's some fans that never watched the WEC. They never knew you were in Strikeforce. They don't know what King of the Cage is. They don't know any of these other promotions. Do you feel like the fans that maybe discovered this sport during the pandemic when it was the only thing going have done their proper research and like they respect the veterans of the game like yourself?
Yeah. First of all, I was just trying to break that shit down to TJ. And I was like, TJ, you got, what, 23 fights? Look how much his body has failed him. after 23. Imagine I got 50. This is my 51st. Anthony's like close to 60. You don't know what that walk is like, TJ, when we get that fucking far down, bro. You know? To keep doing this and chugging along, that's what my hat's off to Tony Ferguson, Nate Diaz, Jim Miller, those guys that are really fucking true fighters till the end. We fought the young, the new, the next version, the next generation, and the next generation, you know? So, like, some people, like, they look at us like, well, you're not champion, so I don't even know if I could even talk to you. And it's like, damn, you just overshadow so much. Like, you have no idea what it is to be those guys, you know?
To kind of go off of that, you know, Ruffy, your opponent, on one of the embeddeds, he's like, I think his phrase was like, oh, I'm going to bring something new that Bobby's not seen. But he was 11 when you made your pro debut.
Sheesh.
So do you think that's just like young fighters hear fighters say stuff like that and they think that's what they have to say? Because, like, realistically, what could a fighter like Mauricio Ruffy bring that you haven't seen inside of a cage?
That's crazy. I was telling him the same thing. I'm going to show you something that you ain't seen. You know, I know you've seen my fights, but everyone will say, like, once they got in with me, it was totally different, you know? It's different when we're getting into the actual fight, you know? And so what I do want to tell him, because I heard he was saying, like, I'm going to be talking shit to him. And I'm like, bro, I don't talk shit to anybody. I don't know where y'all got this narrative for me. Like, I'm a good dude, bro. And I don't got no disrespect or hate for nobody, you know? I just tell truths when I'm in there. If you talk to anybody's fault with me, I didn't talk shit to them. I'll just be like, that was okay. I say it's okay. I'm be honest, like, it's okay. Or if I say it was good, I'm like, okay, that one was good. All right, come on, let's go. Let's keep it going. So I'm just not talking shit. I'm more so just telling truth if I want to say anything, you know? And so I don't know where these guys are getting it from. Like, that Grant Dawson guy, he said something like, you're trying to get in my head. I'm like, I've never tried to get in nobody's head, bro. Like, what? That's kind of weird. I'm going to get into your head. Like, that shit's weird, bro. I'm a cool-ass dude. I don't be tripping about nobody. But they just take some shit and think I'm doing some weird voodoo. Get in your head.
Just a couple more. I don't know if you're a guy that pays attention to, like, where he stands in, like, the lightweight record books, but, you know, you have the most significant strikes and total strikes in UFC lightweight history, and you're the only lightweight with over 2,000 total strikes landed. I think the next one close to you is at 1,700, and that's Jim Miller. Is that stuff you pay attention to, or do you even care about, you know, stuff like that in the record books?
I don't really try to pay too much attention to it. That means that I go to work. That means I stay busy. You know, that means that I'm out there working, you know? And so that's a great thing to have. I was trying to put way more numbers, but the Paddy shit kind of fumbled. I had the worst fight of my life with Paddy, and it is what it is, but that's pretty dope, I guess, you know?
And just last one. I was going through your past fights just to see how far back it was, like comparing his date of birth to like your debut. And I saw you had a fight against Charles Bennett, obviously. Can you believe that he's still fighting, like in 2020?
He is? Crazy we're still fighting?
Well, he goes by Felon now. He
goes by what?
Felon Charles Bennett. He doesn't want to be Crazy Horse anymore.
I didn't follow. I ain't heard from him doing so many. I didn't even know he was still doing it.
He had a fight 2024. I think he snapped like an 8-9 fight losing streak, but he got the W.
And so people be asking me like when I'm gonna let this go. I'm like, I can't leave when this guy's still fighting. Jim Miller's still fighting. I'm like, I thought about just like, just do one or two more, you know. But Jim's still going. I'm like, I'm not going before him.
His Charles Bennett's record is 31-46-2.
Holy shit. I mean, when you get up there, at least he's still doing it, you know, and he's still being able to compete.
King, can you reflect on your last fight with Paddy? You just said it was one of your worst fights of your career. What happened?
You ever heard of a blooper? You know what that is? Like a blooper reel where the guy slips on a banana peel and then he falls into a bucket and, you know, like some stupid shit like that. Well, there's some times where I've had so many fights, I'm like, hey, that's new on my list. Like, so I think I went to go punch him, and he kicked my leg, and then I kind of slipped, and I went down. So people were like, why'd you shoot on him? No, I was already, like, fucking down there. I kind of just fell into it. So I shot, and then he capitalized on it. And so a mistake I made, fucking just slept on a banana peel. And shit happens like that, you know? I felt like I lost a Super Bowl, and it is what it is.
How much did that one hurt because of the, I guess there wasn't a lot of trash talk, but there was some heat.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna keep this shit real with you. That shit hurt real bad, That shit hurt real bad. It's like, because we were so, and getting, and I have to go all the way over his pond and deal with all the craziness, I did it all and I put it all on the line. And sometimes you go for the best, and sometimes you fall a little short,
Do you have a prediction for Justin Gaethje versus Rafael Fiziev?
I'm going to go with JG. That's my dog. I feel like he's already kind of figured out Fizev's timing and Fizev's the way he does, I feel like Fizev doesn't really change his style too much. And so I see Gaethje going out there and putting the same clinic on him.
And then last one for me. I just wanted your thoughts on Alex Pereira as someone who is a little older in the game as well. He's newer in the MMA game, but older in life, right? So just what are your thoughts on him just taking the UFC by storm?
Man, I'm so happy for that guy, man. Just to come from kickboxing, and be doing all those fights, and they don't make as much money, And so for him to have so much success, I'm so happy. He's such a great dude. He's living the life, bro. He's everywhere. I saw him at Drake concert, Like, he's living the life. And at this age, it's a blessing. But it's also like, because some people compare weight classes. That's a difference. In lower weight classes, it's one shot, one kill, and you can seal the deal. And so it also gives them a little bit more longevity because, hey, I only took this many amount of punches, versus in our division, you might take a lot more.
Thanks, man.
King over here. 2 quick ones here, right? Saw you run into former opponent Jalen Turner out there. How was that like?
I told you I'm not no dick, bro. Like, I'm not that guy, It's just all love, I'm happy for Jalen and everything he got going. I want to see him have success, I love to see a black man get some money. It's only a few of us in this division, so each one of us getting some shit, that's a blessing, I want to see every black man be successful in the UFC.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. And obviously, you take a distinct route in terms of goal setting in the fight game. We know a lot of guys and girls shoot for the belt, and that's that. In your case, you prioritize, like you mentioned earlier, taking care of the ones around you and even yourself. Was that the mentality you've always had when you first entered the game and picked up the gloves? And do you think we should see more professional athletes undertake this mentality that you go through?
I don't know, bro. I'm from San Bernardino. I'm from where the broken are there, And so all we could think about is getting out of this hole, which is financial poverty, And so I don't know if I've been programmed this way or what from society, but that's all that's been my journey. It was to get us all up out of here, Get us up out of here, get us out of struggle, I don't like to see my friends or my family in pain or the struggle. So it's all about getting everybody and creating something that we all could kind of eat off of, or we all could kind of move off of,
And what is left on King Green's bucket list?
What's left on my bucket list? Okay, that's kind of interesting. It ain't shit to do with this shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I fight, but I fight to secure people's lives, I got all my kids at home. I'm running an apartment complex. Getting ready to buy a club. Like, I'm doing all kind of things. I got 27 chickens. I'm working on farm stuff. Like, I got 1,000 things I'm doing. So those are things on my list to make sure that I seal the deal on all those things. That everything I set out to do, I did,
Thank you.
King over here. So all these businesses and the apartment complex, all that's in the Inland Empire?
Yeah. I got a house in LA I bought. And I got a house in Vegas that I'll be out here in Vegas too, but everything else is in the IE. I'm not going nowhere. I started here, and I want to show the people that I'm born here, and I'm still going to be here until I die.
What are some of the biggest changes you think need to be brought to the IE?
Biggest changes? You talking about like the community and stuff like that?
Could be community, could be politics and policy.
I was just saying, like, we just need better role models, Like me, I run through my city, I run through the city. I don't be running on treadmills. I run through the city like Rocky. And I'm hoping some little kid will see me, I'll be running out there with my music, my headphones, and they be like, beep, beep, beep. And I'm like, what's up, And I'm like, man, maybe one day I want to be like that guy instead of trying to be a gangster, trying to be a drug dealer, maybe you can do this fighting shit. Maybe it'll get you out of same shit it got me out of.
Ruffy and his whole team are undefeated in the UFC so far. What would it mean to you to be the one to hand the whole team that first L?
It is what it is, bro. We're going to get out there and we're going to scrap. It's all in God's plans, you know. I like what they're doing as a team. I like how they move, you know, and I love their little swag. I keep seeing these fucking glasses everywhere and shit, you know. I like their swag, you know. They're doing their thing. Hats off to them. We come to fight, and when we lock in and we lock up, the better of the skills will prevail.
You say you don't talk trash, so can I ask, who would you say you talk the most truth to out there in the octagon?
He don't speak English like that, so it's like, with this guy, I'm like, what do I need to say to him, you know? I don't really got much to say to him, so it's like, he don't even speak English like that. And I speak a little bit. I don't say obrigado, you know? I just learned a new one, was boa sage. So I'm still learning Brazilian from my instructor, but it ain't much for us to say but to fight.
So you would be willing to talk truth in Portuguese if you get better at it?
I guess so.